Tim, playing Hawaii, now I know you're redshirting this year, so it's not like you get to play, but how special is it to have Hawaii coming in here? And do you know a lot of guys on the team? Do you play against them or with any of them or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's a pretty special thing to have them coming up here. Obviously being from Hawaii, we don't have any professional sports team, kind of like how Wyoming is. So, it's a lot like here. That's the team in Hawaii. So, growing up, you watch University of Hawaii football, and that's who I watched growing up as a team. So it's pretty cool to have them coming up here and be able to play them as part of our conference. Mm-hmm. To be able to play them every single year. And as far as it goes to know the guys on the team, yeah, I definitely know quite a few guys on the team. Their backup running back Stephen Lakalaka. Actually, one of my best friends in high school. We went to the same high school together. He was my running back in high school. Mm-hmm. Probably one of the most talented players I've ever played with, to be honest. And just know quite a few guys. Bo Yap, their starting defensive end, grew up basically with him and his little brother. His dad and my dad are best friends from high school. So those are just a few of the names. I know a bunch of other guys. I played with them, against them. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Watching film on them, seeing guys that I actually played with in high school on the field. It's kind of crazy for me, but
sure. What does football mean in Hawaii? Like you said, there's no pro sports teams there, but the state of Hawaii has produced a lot of good college football players at a lot of big programs. I know even in the Mountain West, of the 12 teams, I think 7 of them have Hawaii players on their roster. How big is football in the state of Hawaii?
Football is huge. Football is everything. Most of the time when you hear football in the United States, you probably automatically think Texas. You automatically think California, Florida. But in reality, I've heard multiple times the statistic that Hawaii produces the most Division I football players per capita. We know Hawaii doesn't have a very big population, kind of like Wyoming. We don't have a lot of people, so we kind of fly under the radar a lot of the time. But you just look at the amount of players that have come out recently with big names. From the team that we just played, Boise State, they're starting free safety Jeremy Iwane came out of my high school. Manti Te'o came out of my high school. And those are just a few of the names that have come out of Hawaii. And there's a lot of kids that are actually starting for teams. Marcus Mariota came out of Hawaii, played for St. Louis High School, same high school as Coach Gesser. So, just a lot of talent comes out of Hawaii, and we kind of fly under the radar because we don't produce as many as maybe California, Texas, Florida, those kind of states, but at the same time we do put out talent, and I think we fly on the radar right now, but we're getting noticed more and more for the amount of talent that we're being put out there.
All right, are you looking forward to? I know you and COC are on the roster from Hawaii. I know Coach C said you guys are going to continue to look in Hawaii to try to get players. I know Wyoming is a long way from Hawaii and certainly a lot different, but do you think you kind of got a little pipeline going now? Do you think that's going to continue?
Oh, definitely. That's definitely been a thing. Whenever I go home and I go to my high school, the kids always be asking me, how's Wyoming? Like, what does it have to offer? How different is it? Cold? All that kind of stuff. Everyone from Hawaii, obviously, anywhere you go is different, and that's the biggest thing. I think it's the biggest thing that Hawaii kids need to realize is that anywhere you go is going to be different than home. So I think that once kids realize that, then it doesn't really matter all too much how far away from home it is, because either way, you're still over an entire ocean from home. So, just once kids figure that out, and I think with me and OC here, I think it'll be a good way for us to show what Wyoming has to offer and communicate back and forth to the islands about, Wyoming, we can play football over here, and this is a good place to provide opportunity for kids from all over the place, and that's definitely something that me and OC want to get started, and as well as Coach Gesser. Coach Gesser's talked to me a few times about, do you know any kids from back home that, we should need to get up here? Any names? Give me some names. So I think it's a really big thing. And like I said, football is everything in Hawaii. Certain places, you could actually say it's a religion. Just football just means so much to so many people in Hawaii, and a lot of times it's people's way out. You know, for me, growing up in Hawaii, it's just a rock in the middle of the ocean. I mean, I love it. It's my home. It's always be my home. But I also had to get off and experience something different. That's why I needed to come away, not go to UH. I wanted to come to the mainland. That's why a lot of us do come to the mainland. And some kids, you know, that's their way because maybe their families can't afford it. So it's football is their way of getting off the rock, experiencing something different, seeing what the world has to offer besides just our rock in the middle of the ocean.
Sure.